I would just like to take a moment to just add something to what Hollow Moon just said. We are the essence of experiences. And now, when referring to consciousness, let's think about it in the metaphysical level. A lot of us always think in the literal, knocking on wood. Everything is physical. No one ever believes anything unless they see it, unless they have some form of evidence of it. But a prime example of this is, let's say, gravity. We have evidence that it exists because it doesn't exist in other places in the universe, outside of our own Earth. But we still don't have any tangible evidence of that. None of us has gone to, let's say, another planet or another moon that has experienced gravity other than outer space. If we count outer space into that, then that is our evidence. But even in that extent, we don't have...
None of us have been there. We're taking a second account. It's a second-hand account.
We're taking a second account, as you are with us, in listening to this. But also, we don't have any actual evidence that gravity is anything tangible. Yeah, we jump, we come down. Consciousness is just like that. But the difference is just that getting to know what gravity is an analytical, logical approach to understanding something. Getting to know your consciousness is getting to know, again, yourself. You feel it. In getting to know your consciousness, you become more aware, not only of the things around you or your environment, but things about yourself that you didn't notice before. Things that you would like to change that you didn't notice before.
That's really the most important part. He's going really deep into it.
Yeah. That is the most important part. Because here in Creative Soul, we believe that every person is capable of being a creative soul. Not a soul that is constantly in turmoil, constantly in conflict because of the things that has been fed, of the propaganda that has been subjected to.
Be the creator.
Be the creator of your... even better, Hollow Moon. You know what I really believe in? The theory of having a sphere of influence. If everyone were to extend their arms straight out, everything within that surface area is your sphere of influence. And then you technically influence and manifest anything within that area. So if someone comes into your sphere of influence, you can actually feel someone else's sphere of influence, their energy. And that's what he was referring to.
Well, some people can feel it. I've met people that don't feel anything, and that surprises me. Actually, I was surprised when I found out other people didn't feel things. I was like, what? What do you mean? What are you saying? You mean your heart doesn't, weird? I don't know. When I found out some people thought the heart was just a muscle, part of me, I understood. It was I must be crazy. I guess that's just our natural reaction, or it was my natural reaction to just try to tell myself I was crazy for feeling things.
I have the perfect example. The way that other people feel others' energy, even without really knowing it, because we do have the capability of becoming more than what we are, is when you get vibes from people. Do you ever hear that term? Vibes. You either get good vibes.
Vibration.
Yes. And that is exactly what we're talking about. Energy vibration. Vibrational frequencies that emit from our bodies. Why? Because of what Hollow Moon also said earlier. Because of our electromagnetic field. The Earth has one. Every living thing has one.
Like tuning forks, shaking. Everything is.
And it's wonderful. But there are opposing vibrations also. And they mingle with us. It messes us up.
I was going to talk about how we have empathy nerves.
And then you would explain what those are.
An empathy... our entire... everything you feel, scientifically, the way they would explain everything you feel, if I were to go to a doctor, like a normal everyday doctor, and say, oh, I feel this strange thing in my heart when I think positively, when I don't know, when I feel positive, when I'm happy, I get this strange warmth and like tingling in my heart, and when I'm unhappy, it almost feels like there's a scab. What's that? What's that, doctor? The doctor would say, oh, those are nerves. You must have a strange seizure going on in your heart or something. You must be retarded, son. Tap, tap, tap. Like, I don't know. But basically, it turns out he wouldn't be completely wrong. Because our entire nervous system and our brain and we're filled with neurons, which are nerve cells. And it turns out, first off, it turns out that we've got so many nerves in our heart that our heart is like a mini brain. And I was talking about the electromagnetic field around the body before. The heart has its own electromagnetic field around itself. You've got a field, and your heart has its own field. So it's like a separate entity almost, but it's not. It's like the nucleus. It's a brain almost because it's so many nerves. Anyway, basically, we also have empathy nerves. So there are a lot of stories, not even actually a lot of stories, but there's this idea of mind reading, and people like magicians will claim to be able to read your mind. And if that were possible, a scientific way to explain it would be empathy nerves. You see, because if all our thoughts are contained within our brain, and our brain is all nerves, and our nerve endings are all connected to each other, we've got empathy nerves. And empathy nerves, what an empathy nerve is it's a nerve that sends waves outside your body so that other people can feel it, and you can feel other people. So essentially, scientifically, mind reading is possible. Because if my nerve can connect to your nerve, and your nerves are all connected, that means my mind and your mind, there's no difference between my mind talking to my hand and my mind talking to your brain. The only difference would be that consciously I know how to do this because I have practice and I've tried regularly. That would actually be the only difference. In fact, the way neurons work is that the different types of thoughts you have actually affect which neurons grow and which neurons don't, and shrink, in fact, because cells die. So the only way that your brain's really going to stay the same is that you keep up the habitual thought. But you can change habitual thought. You can create new habitual thought. You don't have to be completely habitual. Da-da-da-da! But still, you can create positive habitual thought, which I think is really convenient. Yeah, and basically, I don't know what to say. It's just, you could do anything. If you don't think you're psychic, you just haven't tried to be psychic enough to check out how psychic you are. Like, attempt it, really. When you learn about the chakras, learn about, the chakras, learn about chi, learn about holistic medicine. Holistic medicine is good stuff.
Empathy nerves also has a real clear connection to, as he said, being able to be psychic. This term that a lot of people are using and have been using for the past few decades, which is healing, but spiritual healing, not necessarily medical healing, which can lead to that. Spiritual healing can lead to medical healing if you're consciously open to it.
That's the system.